Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, crime work is still brain work, and the people who are able to commit the crime but not do the time are the people who have the intelligence to push it through. Guys, I bring you this. US court dismisses fraud case against Hushpuppi's co-defendant, Mr. Woodberry. So Mr. Woodberry walks away, but Hushpuppi, of course, is being moved from one facility to the other. Crime work, brain work. Again, US court dismisses fraud case against Hushpuppi's co-defendant, Mr. Woodberry. So now let's find out how Woodberry walked away. The fraud case against Olalekan Okanle, aka Mr. Woodberry, who was arrested alongside Raymond Abbas, aka Hushpuppi, has been dismissed by a US court. Recall that Woodberry was accused of tricking a Chicago company into sending wire transfers totaling $15.2 million. Prosecutors disclosed that companies based in Iowa, Kansas, Michigan, New York, and California were also victims of the fraud. He was arrested in the United Arab Emirates on June 10 after a raid by operatives of the Dubai Crime Unit and subsequently extradited to the United States on July the 2nd. Though Woodberry was indicted by a grand jury on an 8-count charge of wire fraud, the United States government on Monday, July the 20th, filed a motion through its attorney, John R. Lauch, requesting that the case against him be dismissed without prejudice. Lauch said, "Counsel for the government has spoken with counsel for the defendant, and defendant's counsel has no objection to this motion. Respectfully submitted." So, of course, the counsel to the defendant will have no objection to a submission that there was no case now being filed against him. So let's carry on. He added that the request was made in pursuant of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure 48, which states that the government may, with leave of court, dismiss an indictment, information, or complaint. A court order issued by Judge Robert Gentleman on Tuesday, July the 21st, confirmed that the government motion to dismiss complaints without prejudice was granted. Mr. Gentleman said, "Without objection, the complaint against the defendant Conley is dismissed without prejudice. Motion presentment hearing set for the 7th, 23rd, 2020 is stricken," so it's struck out. Since Woodberry's case was dismissed without prejudice, it is temporal, as the prosecutor can refile the case within a certain period of time. The probable causes of dismissal range from unavailability of sufficient evidence, an improper criminal complaint or charging document, to loss of evidence necessary to prove the defendant committed the crime. So Woodberry walks away on a technicality, insufficient evidence perhaps, they botched up the investigation perhaps, because of course you know that the law in America are different from the laws in Dubai or certainly Nigeria, where they more weigh towards human right and the individual right and liberty. So that is protected by the American statutes. If they don't have sufficient evidence, then of course they cannot pursue him, because of course they would not win the case. So the case has been dismissed. Another angle to look at is that a plea bargain might well have taken place, where this guy is willing to sacrifice Hushpuppi and stand against Hushpuppi, or give them information to go after Hushpuppi, because Hushpuppi, of course, is the biggest prize in this whole narrative, is the one big fish that they are all after the most, even above Monfa or certainly Woodberry and everyone else. So if there's not sufficient enough evidence to prosecute all of them, but if some of them are willing to stand against others, then they can plea bargain their way into their own liberty and throw the others to the wolves. So this is just now me theorizing, because of course there's nothing in this article to suggest that, but this is a possible scenario as well. So Woodberry walks away is the upshot of it. What says you? Come share thoughts. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Then no honor among thieves is the theme of the video. Come discuss. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation up with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.